Hey guys, this is Mr. Dealis here, and I'm going to go over um, some open office with you. To be honest, it's not something that I use very frequently, but I thought that I'd try and see if I can help you out with it if you were trying to use it for the purposes of putting in any equations. So I'm just going to focus on that. So this is the Open Office Writer. Remember, it's very similar to Microsoft Word, but the functionality is a little bit different, but pretty similar. It also has a version in the suite. It comes with basically a version of Excel and PowerPoint as well. But again, I want to focus on putting in equations. So I'm going to go to Insert, Object, and Formula. So it's a plugin or an add-on that comes with the latest version of OpenOffice. And so you'll see that you get this elements bar here. I believe that if it doesn't come up, you can go to Tools, I believe, or is it Window? You'll have to excuse me. Like I said, I don't use it terribly often, but you may have to go into one of these options in order to make sure that it comes up. It might actually be Catalog, come to think of it. But I digress. So what's going to happen is you've got a little text box in the bottom where you're going to have to write in perhaps some stuff. And so let's say, for example, I want to put in an equation. And in fact, let me start off by showing you the equation. I already made it. Let me copy and paste it in, and you'll see right away what happens. In the bottom here is the text. Let me just call it code, essentially. So there's the code that needs to be put in order to have this equation here. So x equals x naught plus v naught t plus 1/2 at squared. And you'll see that this is the corresponding code that needs to be written in order to make that happen. Now at first that might not exactly look very logical, but let's see if we can make that happen from scratch so that way you can understand it a little bit better. So I'm going to put in x equals, so far so good. And next I'm going to look for the subscript, which to be honest, since I'm not very used to it, it might take me a little bit longer, but here we have the subscript. I tap on that, and if you look, everything that is the brackets and inside of the brackets is what I'm going to replace. So I'm going to replace that with an X, and then here, actually it's not brackets, it's the caret symbols, excuse me, and that is going to be my 0. And so within these sort of curly brackets is my 0. That basically tells it that this is the start of the subscript and the end of the subscript. So I'm going to now hit my plus, and I can continue on, I think, unless I've made a mistake. So let me kind of check to see what I've got going on there. Oh, excuse me. All right, just wanted to double check on that. So, so plus v, and again, we're going to have a subscript. So I can put in my subscript again. Oh, actually, that's where the v should go, just like that. And again, I'm going to put my 0 in, everything that is in the brackets. Put in my plus. Oh, it's v naught t plus. And then we've got the 1/2, so we're going to use a division symbol. And I believe that's, need to find where that one is. I don't want to stumble through too long here. So I suppose that this is the unfortunate part of using open offices. It's not nearly as intuitive to find all the bits and pieces. Let me pause it that way I can find it. All right, I found it. So it's under the unary binary operators, and so here I've got my division fraction, and so I'm going to have 1 over 2, and that's 1/2 at, and then for the superscript, actually, before I even put in my t, I should technically be putting it in after I hit the superscript, and so that's going to be t that goes right there, and a square that goes there. All right, so I've made my equation, and you'll notice actually what I find is that once you kind of get used to this, it's actually easier simply to type it than it is to search for the proper operation. So once you get used to this, this little underscore, it means that you're going to do a subscript. This here means the caret symbol means that you're going to do a superscript. You just have to make sure that whatever is going in the subscript or superscript has to stay in brackets. And once you get used to it, it gets pretty straightforward. So sorry if that was a little lengthy, and hopefully that helps. Sorry it's not nearly as intuitive as it is with Microsoft Word, but hopefully this is helpful. So there we go. Take care and have a good one.